Hey there folks, and welcome to the new Let's Play of Twisted Metal 1! In this Let's Play, I'm going to be doing all the characters of Twisted Metal 1 and such. Also showcase a couple other things too before we start here. Like example, the introduction and stuff, and also seeing about the audio, which I need to make sure to tune this up next time, because I know it was kind of low and such. But yeah, you can tweak with the audio, you can even check the music and stuff that's in the game at the end though. But here is the contest history, which is this. It's Christmas Eve 2005. In a few moments, the legendary Twisted Metal competition will begin. And you know what? They ain't wrong about that, because eventually became a legend. Deep within his stronghold, far beneath the streets of Los Angeles, the contest's demented creator, a man who calls himself Calypso, watches and waits. He is prepared to pay the winner any prize he or she requests, no matter how rare, no matter how costly, and no matter the consequences. A dozen competitors have seen personally picked by Calypso to do combat in the 10th running of the Twisted Metal competition, because yeah, it just turns out this is the 10th run, this is not even the first one. They come from every background: assassins, mercenaries, vigilantes, professionals, and drivers, and social misfits, and joyriders. All are out for one thing tonight, the chance to battle for their ultimate dream. Tonight, one dream will come true. Tonight's combatants are... Or what? They are these guys. Starting with Sweet Tooth. So we got Sweet Tooth. Which yeah, this is when Sweet Tooth showed up the first time. Yellow Jacket. Taxi cab driver. Who might be related to Sweet Tooth. Dark Side. A very dark being, I'll just say that. Outlaw officer, the first officer of the Twisted Metal competition, apparently. Then you got Thumper, which is, I believe, no, he's basically a good gangster guy. Got Crimson Fury, and you got Pit Viper, which yeah, this is the prototype to what eventually becomes a Grasshopper for 2. Then you got Warhog, with a 6-wheel Humvee instead of a 4-wheel Humvee. That's kind of rare, I'm not gonna lie. You got Mr. Grimm in a black, I want to say Honda motorcycle. So it doesn't look like an American one. Spectre and a C2 Corvette. Got Hammerhead, which I believe that's either a... That looks like a... Yeah, that's a Ford. Yeah, that's a Ford F-250 in a monster truck. And then you got Roadkill, which I have no idea what that car is. But then again, he is apparently from the future, because it doesn't say they did a big reference from Terminator for that one. When it came to Roadkill initially. And such. So yeah, I got one more thing to show, which is the demonstration video, which shows basically what we're gonna see throughout in Twisted Metal, because this is basically how Twisted Metal 1 played back then. Which I gotta say, it's pretty cool seeing these demonstrations and stuff. Which I don't think I showed that in 2. I'll probably next time when I come around to do 2, because I will say I am doing 2 again. But it'll be like the last thing of the Twisted Metal selection I'll do. So until then, just got to wait. So if you haven't seen Twisted Metal 2, I would recommend go check that out. Because that was actually my first Let's Play for this channel, I believe. Which I will say, I think that game over screen there is different, I will say. Because I will say, some things were changed from the regular base of the game, or the final base of the game. So I will say some of this is beta or alpha footage. From what I recall. Considering the freaking... Get ready to see that really often, I'll just say that much. Where the freaking cars start spinning around like crazy. There's also a first-person cam, which I don't know how to activate that. I need to recheck the info for that. Also, here's Warhawk. If you've never seen Warhawk, this is what Warhawk is. It's a flying game where you go around, do objectives, and shoot down targets that you need to shoot down. As you can see in Warhawk, it uses the same HUD system that's similar to that of Twisted Metal 2, with the green HUD system. So yeah, basically Shingo Track basically used that HUD system throughout, I think, every game they made. I will say. Until they went either out of business or defunct. I don't know what was the best way to say that at the end of. Then they became Incognito. I think that's how it went, if I recall. Then, well, I think some of them, I think, became 989 Studios or something else, if I recall. Which, yeah, we'll get into that when we get to Twist 1-3 here. Now, on to the character that you want to see me do for the first run of this. Which, yeah, I told my friend to pick a number, and he picked number 9. Where's number 6? No, wait, no, number 6 first. Crimson Fury. Sharp and super fast, the sports car can outrun every other vehicle in this year's contest. They're not wrong. And Agent Stone has been hired by an underground freedom organization. His job is to use his prize to claim... Oh, crap. And I will say an object from clips out the other day. The special weapons Crimson Blade, a then red little pew-pew thing that, you have to be precise at your command using it. Special weapon 2, I say 1. Speed 5. Handling 5, and the armor, yeah, 1. So yeah, we are starting with what is technically what I consider the worst character in the game you can play as. Well, one of the worst ones. I will say there is another one that technically hits that contest as well, but... Because yeah, I will say Twist Metal 1 and 2 share something in common goal. And it's that they both have like 2 worst characters at the same tier at the end of the day. Now the controls for Twist Metal 1 is a lot different compared to 2, as you can see here how jerkingly it is to play this at the end of the day. I will say, I think steering control wise is technically better. It's just how its forward speed and stuff is at the end of the day is what's kind of bad. Otherwise the steering controls is kind of perfect. A little bit. Where 2's was janky as all hell in comparison. So I do believe that the controls are just a tad bit better, but not too close, I would say. Now, there's another thing, a big thing to mention when it comes to Twist Metal 1 to Twist Metal 2. There is no combat input, so no freeze missile, technically. Instead, you have a freeze missile, but you have to go find it. Because, yeah, this game encourages Battle Royale altogether. This is like the first kind of like one of those Battle Royale instances where you have to get every pickup you can find and stuff. But yeah, so luckily I survived that because I will say you have 3 lives. But you have, in this game compared to 2, you have 6 levels to go through. So that was just the first one, now on to the second one. And such. But yeah, I gotta say, in terms of the atmosphere and stuff, I kind of like this more than 2 a little bit. Like, the more I just come to play this, the more I'm starting to like this more than 1. It's weird to say that. When I thought, 2 was like, heck of a theme at the end of the day. This is kind of just as crazy, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to the theme a little bit. Considering you have cars laying about that you can destroy, you have pedestrians that are out to kill you, by the way, and they will kill you if you ain't careful, because yeah, they shoot their little pewter-pews, or they shoot a goddamn bazooka at you, whatever's worse. So yeah, make sure to run those people over. I will note, they will come back eventually. Now, as you can see, we also have health stations instead of health pickups, which yeah, that's very important because gonna need that in case you survive, which is gonna be used a lot throughout this game. Yeah, not just trying to dig through Darkseid, because yeah, if there's a real menace when it comes to the opponents in this game, it's usually Darkseid, because Darkseid can freeze missile you and just proceed to ram you as what he's intended supposed to do. Which is kind of weird, because a lot of people outright call him like one of the weakest characters, but he's definitely not. When I get to him, you're gonna see a big difference. I'll say that much, because his durability is insanely good. He's like I would say he's kind of like the boss of the tier at the end of the day. He's crazy good, for the most part. Like, people think like all the other characters are technically better than him. No. No. I beg to differ. That's the thing goes. But yeah, basically just going around trying to get as much pickups as you can and just extinguish foes with that such load at the end of the day. I will say there's a lot of different pickups than you normally see in 2 in comparison, because I bet some people who play this probably came from 2, which yeah, be careful of that too, where you get bounced like that, because yeah, I will say they have homing missiles, and their homing missiles, if you hit you just right, will cause you to fly towards them. So as you can see there, I got freaking pulled, what it felt like, at the end of it. So yeah, be careful with that, because Zero and I just had to go from one health station to another health station. That's not a good sign, as thing goes. So hopefully I survive. Because yeah, I will say, you can instantly get just blasted if you ain't careful. So, don't play safe. Or don't play cocky, I'll just say that much. And that's, I'm not gonna lie, a case that I have a problem when I sometimes play. Sometimes I get a little too cocky about thinking I basically just got the upper hand, when it turns out I won't have the upper hand in some cases. But yeah, so be careful of the pedestrians that are walking around, because those ain't just regular pedestrians, they're freaking military. Because yeah, the military walked down this whole area for us. But Calypso treats it as a battleground at the end of the day, so here you go. Because yeah, this is, I believe, I don't know if this is like the whole state of California, but this is most of California that Calypso took over at the end of the day because of what Calypso has done for Warfare. It isn't until 2 he decided to do World Traversal instead. Yeah, there goes Thumper though. Which yeah, Thumper is the same case, he has the flamethrower and stuff. But I will say, not as crazy as 2. I will say 2 he does a lot. Or 1 he does a lot, but not as crazy as 2's amount of damage could ever muster. And as you can see there's a card counter of 1 to 2 right now. There's 1 alive and 2 dead. So at some point, Darkseid died. Because yeah, fun fact, the AIs don't just straight up target you. Is the other best part about this game. It just, the problem is you feel like a glass can, which I am playing as a glass can character anyway, so that's on the mark. That's on the mark. It's true about that. But yeah. But yeah, you got your fire missiles, you got homing missiles. You also got some weird mines you'll be seeing here eventually. Like there's some spring mines. They're basically just jump mines, which they technically don't do much for the enemies, but you can use them to do some things. I'll just say that much. Like you just play a mine, you can just smack into it and just jump up. Cause yeah, you can get self-hit by your own mines and stuff. I will know. And that's not like it's new or anything. It's always been there. But I just re-mentioned though, just in case. But yeah, Crimson Fury is definitely one of the most fragile characters. As you can see, his special, which I will say the great part about this game compared to, on top of it, the special comes back like no tomorrow. Is the best part, which I like that. I kind of like that the special comes back like no tomorrow, because I don't want a special where you have to wait forever and dish out tremendous damage in return. I want a special that just, you get it and you just fire it at the end of the day. If you miss, well, just wait for a little bit later and you get it back eventually. Because I feel like you need like some kind of unique weapon that, you're just able to shoot back at the end of the day. But yeah, so I basically died there, so I got 2 lives left, so hopefully I can survive for the next 4 levels here. But now we're on to the freeway, which the freeway is basically a literal freeway. Because yeah, for those that played Twisted Metal Black, it's, yeah, I would say it's very different from that freeway, I'll say. It may have some similarity values though. But yeah, this is basically just straight up a giant highway, basically, at the end of the day. Which can be pretty rough in some instances, because yeah, you just have a lot of guys that are trying to shoot you. You also have pedestrians that are in manholes, and how you know they're in manholes? When you see like a little glint in the ground, considering I just saw one right there, on that far left, when I turned in there. So yeah, you'll see instances like that, where you just see a guy in a manhole, and they'll just pop out and shoot you. And they mostly have bazooka shots, so they're gonna take a good bit of a tap out of you at the end of the day. And that's what sucks. I would hate to do a damage run for this, because I don't even know if it's even possible on that. I will say, because you have to watch out for those manholes guys, and those guys, they instantly get you. I will say. But yeah, this is basically the freeway, is that you basically go around stuff. Get pickups and stuff. I do kind of like this concept. I just think it's a very also deadly concept too. It's better than freaking Russia at the end of the day, or Moscow. I mean to say. But yeah, it's just like this is like a better suicide level than a freaking, just a pit. I would rather have this than a pit. I'll just say that. And the other cool part is you're gonna be seeing well, this is somewhat cool, but also kind of just, it's it's also kind of just, easy assets at the end of the day. Is that you're going to be seeing an instance where we're going to be coming from one level to another level, and you're going to realize that some of the assets from this level might be used in another level and such. But I also do love it's also like nighttime stuff too on top of it. Ah, shit, yeah, I got shot. I will say it is kind of hard to tell when your health is technically lowish or stuff, but because I usually use the vehicle cosmetics when it came to 2 to say that, yeah, you're half. In this game's case, the cosmetics are more detailed, I would say, too, on top of it. It's kind of crazy on that remark. Because, yeah, if you hit just like a quarter in of your health, you'll start getting deterioration on your car. Your car will start looking like it's got banged up real bad. So, yeah, it's very interesting in regards for that. And then I think I found a little exploit you could technically do for this area to make it easier. If you just have a gang of 5 people up here and they don't ever have the AI knowledge to just go up here, they'll just start begging each other here. I gotta say, it kind of worked a lot. But yeah, as you can see, Crimson Fury's special is not good at all. It's a little tiny little pewter laser that looks like it came from Buzz's little laser. A little thing of Toy Story. Just a little tiny pewter. That's really it. That's like you kind of expect a straight up laser shot, something like maybe Twist Mouth 4 kind of levels, but no, it's a little tiny pewter. It's a little tiny pewter. Oh yeah, another thing. This is also where originally machine guns overheated too, because in Twist Mouth 2 they got rid of that. You don't deal with Twist Mouth overheat, but the trade-off was that your machine guns didn't do as much damage, or they're just freaking irrelevant to the end of the worst case scenario. More on that when we get to probably 3 here. I'll just say that, I think. It don't matter, but yeah. Because yeah, after I deal with 1, go into 3 and such. But yeah, you got mines, and you got spring mines. Spring mines are just used for like strategy gains and stuff. You can do things to opponents, but it really doesn't do much. Besides, move them off the trail that they're supposed to be on. Because yeah, I will say no matter what, they'll be on the center of that road at the end of, based on where they're coming at. And then yeah, you have another set of mines that are the caltrops, which are basically just spike mines. Basically, when they run over it, you just lose control of the car a little bit and it slow down too on top of it until it hits like 0, then you get back going again. It's kind of a cool feature, I'm not gonna lie, because it keeps a person down at the end of it. Which makes me think if that should have what replaced the freeze missile at the end of it, but because I always considered the freeze missile the most broken thing when it came to most of the games sometimes. Except for this one. I will say this is the most fairest freeze missile I have ever seen, and they should have kept it like this because, not gonna lie, this is a lot better for a fair game at the end of it. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, we have Warhog and Dumper just beating each other up there, because that is what I want to see when it comes to car combat games. I don't want to see 2's instance where they gang up on you and just fucking cheating at the end of it. Instead, I will note though, they will still kind of do that. But, for this instance though, oh crap, there's Sweet Tooth. Oh god, yeah, speaking of misses, I will say Sweet Tooth is technically still the worst one when it comes to dealing with AIs and stuff. Because Sweet Tooth not only has... He doesn't have the ice cream homing thing, that doesn't exist yet, thank God for that. Instead of what he has is just straight up just homing missiles. He would chuck a homing missile at you. And the random chance of that happening is pretty high sometimes. And when they hit you, you get stunned pretty bad. Because I just saw one just flew right by me. Good God. Oh, Jesus. I will note what's probably the best thing when it comes about this game, too. I freaking love the music. This music is a freaking banger, I gotta say. Like, holy crap. It's really good. Really good stuff to hear. In terms of music. Which, yeah, this music later gets remixed for Small Brawl. Like most of this music here that's applied here in this game, it mostly gets remixed to Small Brawl and Twisted Metal Black too. On top of it, like there's one of the tracks. I can't remember which one it was. It was like one of them. No, one of them becomes for the music for, I believe, the city, if I recall. Your city is suburban area for Black and stuff like that. So yep. So good stuff, like good stuff for music. And also, as you can see, it's Christmas. Considering there's Christmas trees. Yeah, because yeah, this is when Quetzal decided to attack California. Because yeah, they had to barricade it up and everything. Lock these well, I want to say drivers, but that's probably the unintentional part, unless these drivers wanted that at the end of the day, which I wouldn't be surprised because at the end of the day they need to be part of the contest. So yeah, they need to get barred in somehow. Yeah. So yeah, the freeze missile is like a power missile where you just have to throw it straight heavy and stuff. And you get the fire missiles, which is the fire missiles. You get a crap load, but the problem is they don't really do much. So I'm happy for the changes for that one. But the homing missile's ridiculous in this one a little bit, I will say. Even if it's just 2, like that 2 is pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. Oh god. Then we got Spectre trying to put his 2 cents in, which yeah, he has his ghost missile, because I will say the ghost missile exists in this one, but not as annoying as it is in 2's case. On top of it, like I'll just say this: everything what 2 does ruins the experience to me compared to 1's case. 1 case, it seems about right. It's like there's not technically I won't call it out that bad. It's more of a my fault than the game's fault, and that's what I wanted. I wanted more of a my fault than the game's fault at the end of the day. So there's Sweet Tooth there, which yeah, whenever you see Sweet Tooth, make sure you keep the combat kind of close a little bit with them, just a little bit. Like, and when I say close, I mean corner close, because that way he won't homing missile you in the process. That's probably like the best way to fight him most of the time. But yeah, here he comes. Oh, and I missed. God damn. But yeah, I will say the machine guns are nice though. They actually do what they're supposed to do, is damage. Which I gotta say, as a base weapon, that's what I always wanted, was a base weapon that chews through armor at least a little bit. Nah, it's crazy. Also, yeah, the health stations are also the first appearance too here, because yeah, a lot of people believe those were in Black first. No, in fact, I hate to say this, I don't think Black really innovated anything really besides the transformation for Sweet Tooth's ice cream truck, which makes me wonder if they're ever going to do that for a TV show. Probably not. They're probably just going to keep it like normal Sweet Tooth. I'd be kind of shocked if they did. But the health stations are technically what's new about. Oh, frozen. But yeah, you can keep shooting them, but don't shoot any special weapons or they just unblock. Cause yeah, they get unfreeze immediately if you throw a special weapon. Which, hello, balancing again. Like I said, the freeze missiles are like the best thing in terms of balance. Like that was a really balanced freaking freeze missiles. Like holy shit. Like what we deal with in 2 and onwards is worse. I will note that even Black made it balanced, but I still kind of say that whole homing part is what still sucks about it at the end of the day. If anything, it should be just a big blob that shoots straight on down. It's a freaking free shot. It's like how police enforcement use for EMPing cars and stuff. Like, it should be just a straight shot, no homing crap, whatnot. That's where it should be at about that when it comes to balancing a freeze missile at the end of the day. Because a freeze missile is technically an EMP shot, technically, if you apply more realism to it. Even though they give it like a whole ice structure, like something like Sub-Zero kind of levels. Which I don't know what's better. Do people prefer the PlayStation 3 EMP shots, or do they prefer the free shot, which just literally freezes the car? Which, if it did do a free shot, I kind of thought instead of keeping the car stuck in motion or stuck in place, it should like be ice skating the car at the end of the day, something like oil does. Because yeah, there's also an oil pickup. Because yeah, they took a little bit of James Bond in terms of weapon pickups, in terms of dot process too. So in the oil spill, which yeah, the oil spill doesn't really do much. It just like something like the spring jump, it just causes them to slip and slide. Oh boy, you slip inside and slip inside. Got it. And run over these guys, because yeah, there's a bunch of guys just sitting in this goddamn corner here. Which yeah, as you can see, the health stations do come back eventually and stuff. I guess the great part is that you're only going to be seeing the one instance of the character parts instead of having to see two instances. Like 2's case I had to do, where I had to do like 2 instances because it took more than an hour. These take about roughly 40 to 50 minutes. Depends on how good I do at the end of the day, which I'm just going to say in terms of my level when it comes to Twist Metal 1. I mean, I turned around and did platinum this game at the end of the day, and it did every character the first time, and then now I'm doing it again. So I have a little bit of knowledge uphand of what I must do when it comes to this game, but otherwise, in terms of professionality, can't say the greatest on that part. Like sometimes I get like doofus position, and I believe it's like staying here is okay and stuff. When it turns out all they have to do is just freeze me and fuck my day up at the end of it. Which you're gonna be seeing instances of that. I know, no doubt on that, because they're in Darkseid. Darkseid's a menace when it comes to that, because he's the one that shoots freeze missiles and stuff. Because I will say, like 2, each character has their own personality, how they want to fight, too, on top of it. Like Hammerhead has one job, he wants to run you over. That's the one job he has in mind. Sweet Tooth, he just wants to cause intensity on you while will you down like no tomorrow. And also, technically ram you too. He's like the best AI, or worst AI to deal with. Best, worst AI, I should say. And then Roadkill is an odd case, although I do like this Roadkill at the end of the day in terms of all other Roadkills, because he just throws a spike bomb at ya that homing at ya. The homes at ya at the end of the day. That's what's that. So yeah, that's pretty good in that part. And yeah, like I said, Roadkill's story is a lot different than 1's case, where 2, they later just made him very associated to Sweet Tooth. In this case, no association with Sweet Tooth. Roadkill's a completely different character for this game. Being a future warrior where he went through so many conflicts and stuff and trying to stop Calypso from proceeding any further and such. Oh yeah, another cool thing too, when it comes to Twist Metal 1, is that they leave the dead carcasses, which technically 2 does that too, but over time they deteriorate. Where 1, the carcasses just stay there, which can be good or bad, depending on your judgment call leaving that body there at the end of the day. Which I do like that. It adds an interesting zest to it, I'll just say. A bit of flavor to the side. Which yeah, I have Hammerhead here trying to be smart. Because yeah, I will say the AIs do kind of get smart about what you're about to pull on them. So I literally sat there, and next thing you know, he's like hindsight at me. He's like, oh crap, he knows what to do. Alright, now deal with Roadkill and hopefully survive about this. There we go. And that's it for that area. So now on to Suburbia, which, oh god, Suburbia is technically the semi-last level, and I guess I could technically say last level already. Yeah, we're already in the last of the levels still. I might be wrong about saying 6 levels. I think it's technically 5. I'm starting to realize. But Suburbia was technically that portion of the freeway level. Well, it was the freeway level, but it's now just a portion, and then now Suburbia is just the inner towns of Los Angeles. Which I gotta say, as a large map, you think I would say this is dull and boring. This is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. This area looks freaking amazing. The problem is that you're dealing with 8 opponents that all want a piece of your ass at the end of the day. No ifs or buts. They just want a piece of you. I will say, try to be on the watch of all the regeneration stations you can see here. Because there's like, I think there's like 5 of them too on top of it. But yeah, you have the highway section of freeway you can go around. Or you can go through town here and just have a blast of your time and you just hear the easy bake oven kind of, or it's not easy bake oven, it's like the whatever the Twist Metal Small Brawl level is called. I think it's Easy Death Oven or something like that. I can't remember. But it fucking banger song, and this is the first version of that song. But yeah, as you can see there, freaking Sweet Tooth Noodle is up too. Good god. Immediately lost like 2/3 of my health there. I got Spectre here. Trying to put his 2 cents. Because yeah, you'll see most of the contestants this way. I will note though, I think it's like 13 or 14 contestants or something like that, if I recall. Or 12 contestants. I think it's like 12 contestants in the game. Which it does shock me, like the first instance of Twist Mode, there was this many characters, like holy crap. You kinda thought it was a straight up 8, which yeah, holy crap did I pull out there. Cause yeah, Outlaw Noodle was up too, in that case. Cause yeah, like I said, the AI has a bit of a judgment call. They sometimes know what you're doing, they will sometimes won't know what you're doing. And when they don't know when you're doing it, that's the time to strike. But yeah, I basically have most of the big menaces here. You have Sweet Tooth, you have I think I had Hammerhead somewhere. Dark Side on the far instance. But yeah, this is kind of an amazing level at the end of the day. It's just a very difficult level, and Sweet Tooth is just fucking homing on me at the end of the day, which is bad. So in Spring, like I said, Spring Mines, they don't do crap. They really don't do crap. It just makes them hop them up and down. Because I think the whole point you use Spring Mines is for some strats you'll see here eventually. And such, but yeah. Oh, yep, there's Hammerhead. Yep, and just make sure I give him a piece of his head off at the end of the day. That was the name. As the thing goes. Yeah, I got Hammerhead, you got Spectre, and I got the get ready to deal with a bunch of pedestrian a-holes to deal with too. On top of it, there's a bunch of guys. Yeah, I think Sweet Tooth's on the outer side, or is that Dumper? That might be Dumper. There's Spectre trying to put his 2 cents again. Cause yeah, he's kind of sneaky. He will go around and find. He'll be acting like I want to say a Pac-Man ghost at the end of the day. He'll basically just hunt you down at the end of the day. Like, but not hunt you directly, but more like hunt you observably. So here's Dark Side. Hello. Don't mind him. He's just gonna be destructive as all hell. The guy to avoid around the corner. As the thing goes. You got Hammerhead here. But yeah, I guess the other cool thing I did like too is that the music transitions based on if you're in a fighter stance or not. Like it's playing like really good right now, but when I'm out of combat, the music will chill then. I kind of like that. That's a pretty good zest too. I like. Like I said, it's really weird because you would think Twist Mode 2 is like outright a better game. I think it's outright better in terms of theme wise. I think what it doesn't hit is the whole life to the game a little bit more compared to 1. 1 has a huge amount of life. Like, holy crap, this is a lot of life to the game. Of the things you can look at. Like, you have this whole sets of buildings and stuff. It's amazing what I'm looking at here. Just like, holy crap. It's like, you wouldn't think you see stuff like this. However, like I said, this is the majority of the reason. This is probably the majority of the reason why the game only has like 5 or 6 levels, because this one level takes probably most of it. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we got Hammerhead. Oh, we got Sweet Tooth. Trying to be missed. Okay. Had it back the heck up there, because I didn't know how bad I was going to get. Oh, shit. Yeah, so if you want to know what Sweet Tooth's special is, it's basically technically a power missile, but it's like a little fireball at the end of the day. So instead of the ice cream cones he later gets, which is technically more iconic, I'll give it that. It's just a straight little power missile. I say power missile loosely because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You just chuck it at the end of it. Chuck it does some damage. Equivalent to, I'd say, a homing missile. Without the homing part. Thank God. You got Spectre here, which, oh God. He's giving chase. What does he want? I don't know what he wants. But he's definitely giving chase. Good God. Keep on following me, buddy. Yeah, he's just right after me too, because you use this Pac-Man amazing me there. Ooh. Yeah, here we go. Because yeah, when you get in close stance like this, they'll start e-braking on you and try to donut around you. It's pretty funny and crazy sometimes, because how crazy they can get with that. They get pretty crazy with that, I will say. Which is the thing you don't want to do with Dark Side, I will say. Because Dark Side's ramming damage is probably the highest in this game. So don't don't test him. That's technically where his specialty lies, technically. And yeah, like Mr. Grimm, I just got freaking skull blasted because yeah, he's still kind of a menace because he's got his power missile for sure. Although more than a power missile, because those things will take out anything in the process. So yeah, I will say this is probably also the most powerful Mr. Grimm too. On top of it, besides 2's case. I'm just trying to see where the heck he's going here. We got Sweet Tooth. I don't know. Yep, he's coming through here. Oh god. I will say beware of doing homing missiles because sometimes it causes the enemies to bounce up and they will gravitate towards you if you ain't so careful. Dealt with some massive damage between Darkseid and Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is now gone, so we got 4 dead cars at this point. We have Pit Viper just existing. See if we dish out some to her. Yep, there we go. Ooh man, getting a rumble going on her. Oh yeah, like 2/3 gone. That's some damage. Which yeah, like Grasshopper, Pit Viper is not that much of a menace. If there's something that's really nice compared to Grasshopper though, instead of a stupid Grasshopper hop move, it's a Toxic Spit. Which I'll take that any day. As the thing goes. Here comes Darkseid again. Being the menace as he is. But yeah, like I said, be careful when you do this because yeah, he'll freeze missile you back. He knows how to counter your crap when it comes to trying to set up a kill on him after you're done. Because yeah, he'll throw a freeze missile you back at instantly if he so happens to see that. Yeah, I need to get in our health station eventually here. Right now I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, we got Pit Viper. Oh, Pit Viper come back. Oh god. I will note they cannot take any health stations, so no to that. No healing. So unlike 2, we're even more of a mess on that crap. Although, not the worst. It's the worst part. That honor goes to 3 on the health pack situation. Unless you put in a code. That's deception. Oh, and there's Toxic Spit, which yeah, it doesn't do much. It does like a little bit of damage. It might deteriorate my car a bit because I think it's supposed to do like poison damage of some sort, but it really doesn't show it, you know. All right, so now we got Warhog and also someone else here. Got to find out. So I still have Spectre. I might still have Spectre. Or is it? No, Dumper. Yeah, Dumper's been all the way out here this whole time. I remember. Oh no, it's Mr. Grimm. Okay, I guess I don't have Dumper. Oh well, I'll take it. But yeah, I tried to ram him, which I was the ram does something with the star, but not a whole lot. You're better off just using your specials to take out things. Like even to Mr. Grimm, it doesn't do much. Very crazy in regards. But yeah, just trying to keep my lives all together so that we can survive and move on to the last of the stages here. Also run over the guy in the lawn chair, because yeah, there's a guy in the lawn chair. I just love the character on that. It's so good. It's like very that gives me very Rampage vibes. Because yeah, if you played Rampage for like the PlayStation 1 or Rampage 2 reboot, for example, which those were incredible games, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of character and stuff when it comes to those arcade base kind of beat 'em up games. As a kaiju monster, those games were incredible in terms of design stuff. You know, a lot of people did had disagreements with things on that. I don't know what exactly. I just can't remember what. Just some didn't really say it's like faithful to the arcade a little bit in some cases. I don't think. It's kind of weird. Just monotonous. I might be spouting. Freeze missile, and then throw another one. Keep them locked in, and then yep, and then just do that. Basically, I basically just took 2/3 of him, and yeah, he's a very durable opponent too. So that's a lot of damage. In other words. That's a good stuff. Oh yeah, I guess there is an indicator here, in case you're wondering what that bottom right of the HUD means overall. Besides knowing the obvious that special is special there, if you want to know how much special you have left, those little green tabs is how many you have left. Which it won't count any further than 5. But as you can see there, you have 6. Which he's trying to dance around me, which oh god. Like I said, they start magnetizing to you, and then you start e-braking, try to out-turn you at the end of the day, which they most likely will. They just have that magnetism of e-braking really good. And stuff, but yeah, back to this. Oh yeah, I guess the other thing that's also different from 2 is that these cars function like cars. They don't function like tank cars later on. Which, although I will admit though, the tank combat is second better for this game overall. So it's good that the cars eventually got that stance to then turn around and do that. So yeah, now we're suddenly at the rooftops, which oh god. But yeah, this is basically the final level for Twisted Metal 1. Which is just 3 opponents. Just 3 opponents. That's all is left. But yeah, we got Darkside. We have Dumper, I believe. Yeah, that's Dumper. And then we have Outlaw. So yeah, so we got some worthy opponents, some opponents that just kind of just at the end of the day. So yeah. So this ramp here is going to be very important because this ramp is kind of the exploit. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a bit of a exploit, but then again, it's kind of alright too because these opponents play unfair anyway. So what's the matter to that? I'd say. Yep, there's some oil spills here, so that way when they get up here, they just start turning like crap. I will note you can technically get an opponent to kill themselves too by falling in, if you so happen can or not. So there's a possibility you can, and such. Alright, now you might as well just go ahead and use the special to break that top, because yeah, you can break that pyramid top there with glass, and once you do, you can basically fall in there. Yeah, there's an indoor section that they do have. But yep, here we are. Welcome to the indoor section, which is not much. It's just basically the top open now. Which, yeah, beware of dealing with opponents here. They will magnetize and start fighting the crap out of you here. So he immediately just turn around. Which, oh god, that's a lot of damage to me. Because, yeah, I will say you have only 1 health station here. So, make sure to use it as mindfully as you can. Throwing home this outlaw since he's being a butt. I'm just getting shot by a nuke or something here. I'm not sure by what exactly. Oh! Damn. This song got rammed. I will note they technically don't do out a lot of damage to each other, which is fine. I'll take that any day instead of fucking having a teabag, to be honest. Because yeah, I feel very pissed off at the fact that Twisted Metal 2 was all about that for the AI tweak. But this game does not really technically pull that crap at all. Which I'll take that any day. I would just rather have that they have the damage reduction to hit each other at the end of the day, because that's fine. I'm okay with that. I consider that a win-win. I consider that the best AI. That should be how it is at the end of the day. Which, oh god, you almost killed me right then there, because yeah, he tried to ram me. Yeah, this little Peter just can't do crap sometimes. So I gotta dodge him. Again, there we go. But yeah, while this special ain't that great, you could use the special to destroy things if you have to. That's basically why I mostly end up using this special for. Besides try to do some damage with it, but it's just a dinky little red laser though. It's bad. What it should have been was instead just a laser shot, I think. If you're gonna pull special agent stuff there, guys. Oh, almost got it. Oh. Yeah, that's the problem. I will say, like, wow, I do like the steering. I don't like how the center is sometimes. When you have to center fire and stuff. It's very difficult to get that. Yeah, now deal with Dumper here. But yeah, as soon as we deal with Dumper, it's actually the victory for Tosma at this point. So we got wave, and here we go. One power miss. Oh, there it is. Can we get them all with this? Let's see. Oh god. No, we can't. See, that's the bad part of that little pewter. It does not really hit things on the sideways. So it has to hit dead on. That's the bad part. Comes to that special. That's oh yeah. Then there's the rear flame one, which yeah, I will say this one's technically not that good at all. It's just a thing to pocket up your weapon loadout at the end of the day and stuff. I will say. I mean, it kind of does something, but you have to aim just right when you pull it at the end of the day, or someone's right on your butthole at the end of the day. And good luck with that. If anything, what it should have been a firebomb or something. Yeah, there we go. Now we took out Dumper. Now for the real fight. Time to deal with Minion. Cause yeah, Minion. This was first time for Minion's appearance as well. We got Minion. He's just over there for now, and thank God he is because it would have been bad. I will note Minion is much different compared to what he was in 2, except for the tank body style. He still is the 6-foot tank as you come to know and love. However, his special is much different. Instead of the iconic Serpent special, 3 missiles and a freeze missile, he has every character's special combined into one blast. So beware of dealing with him in close quarters, period. The time to get him is the time what I just showed there. When he goes up that ramp, that's the best time to get him. Otherwise, do not be in open space and do not fight him head on, because it's not really very much worth it at the end of the day. He'll hunt you down. Literally. I mean, it's his objective, for God's sake. But for this case, yeah, Minion is a real freaking menace when it comes to dealing with battle. And can you unlock Minion this one? No. Unlike 2, where you can play as him, you can't play him as this one except through like a Game Shark. I say Game Shark loosely because the Game Shark will allow you to have the Minion special and the abilities and stuff, but it won't let you play as Minion for body wise. The only way you can technically play as Minion is the mod. Is there a mod sort? Which probably no one, or not no one, but no doubt someone has probably already done it. I would note, Minion did rent through a phase before it came down to being called Minion, which I'm kind of happy it was called Minion at the end of the day. But I do gotta admit that other name's also pretty good too, which was the Mine Tank, because the Mine Tank was gonna be the original name for this. Which technically did have its name for that if you played I believe the beta or alpha version of this. You would have that. Because fun fact, there were supposed to be cutscenes and stuff for this game, but they opted out on it because it was too odd, like too LSD. I'll just say when it came to look at those. It does suck for the endings though. The endings were pretty good, I think. It's just like the whole, because just to say, there was supposed to be a cutscene for every like round you dealt with, where it's supposed to build up this whole mine tank enemy. Because the mine tank was supposed to be consistent of made of multiple guys under the control of a certain thing. I'll just say it's really weird. It's like they were basically hypnotized into being this insane. I want to say drugged, maybe for the most part. It's just kind of weird. I have to look more on that part, but it's been a while since I've seen news. Since most of the YouTubers I liked for Twisted Metal content became an instant turd in some case. In my respect. Because yeah, I technically don't have any Twisted Metal YouTuber anymore because all of them either. I don't know what's the best way to say it at the end of the day. It's like each one of them are just bad in their own foot when you discover the real truth. It sucks. Sucks to know that. But yeah, there goes Minion though, which this thing goes. You have won the 10th Twisted Metal competition. Prepare to meet Calypso to receive your prize. You are the winner of the competition and are granted an audience with Calypso, the creator of Twisted Metal. contest. I forgot about that part. Yeah, this scroll is pretty slow, I'm not gonna lie. As you speed into his underground garage, you spot him surrounded by bodyguards and seated on the drum of broken car parts. His face burnt beyond recognition, his smile is hideous, and he speaks. As you know, I shall now grant any prize you request, and here is your heart's desire. Calypso tosses you a heavy iron box. It is a flight recorder box from a downed airliner. You're a lucky man, Agent. The commander in the army vehicle died tonight trying to keep you from getting that box, which he's referring to Warhog. You smile and in your thick British accent say, actually I don't think I pulled British. Well, that's the US government for you. I was trying to keep their people in the dark. Thanks, Calypso. You speed off, racing into the LA night. One hand is on the wheel and the other is on the flight box. As you listen to the voice on the flight recorder, you hear sounds of an alien craft shooting down the passenger plane. You have the evidence. You feel good that soon the people of the world will know the truth. That we are not alone. Aliens exist! And thus that's the end for Crimson Fury's story. Because yeah, there was supposed to be cutscenes dedicated to these characters' stories at the end and stuff. Which was like probably the one thing I would hope they kept, but I guess due to either data or due to the fact, I don't know, their bodyguards they're referring to is girls in bikinis. In other words, because yeah, there were supposed to be hot girl bikini bodyguards, just say, surrounded by Calypso. They're just not going to show that though, because it's a bit over the age as the thing goes. But that basically wraps up for Twisted Metal, so I'll see you guys all next time. You guys take care and ciao. Till then, enjoy this little tussle thing I did at one point.